It's been 2,000 years since the final prophecies were recorded, and today the foundation for the convergence of nearly every prophetic sign foretold within the remaining biblical prophecies has never been more prominent. And as a result, a recent rise in debates regarding the signs of the times has led to growing division regarding when the Messiah will return. After all, if the events prophesied within the ancient records are indeed to come to pass, then knowing the timing of the Lord's return would be of great importance. The timing is a really hot button, especially among religious people, Christians, and what the like. We love predictability. We want to know when he's going to be coming back. The conflict, the disagreement, the contention over the timing of the rapture has gone off the chart in the past 10 years or 15. The secular world, which makes up most of the global population, couldn't care less about the return of Jesus, scoffing at what is perceived as nothing more than unfounded biblical nonsense. I'm sure that somebody that has not bought into the teachings of Jesus Christ scratched their head a little bit. I mean, if something this important about Jesus returning, Christians can't even explain how that's going to happen. After all, if the validity of biblical prophecy can be confirmed by recent historical discoveries, then why can't Christians get on the same page when it comes to the return of their Messiah? Maybe this is because we're asking the wrong question. There's so much infighting about when Jesus is coming back. No one is stopping to ask the fact, why is Jesus coming back? The timing is not nearly as important as the why of his return. People forget to even ask, why is Jesus coming back? And why is this all going to happen? Why must there be an end to the world? What is the point of this all? What is the point of these events, of the end times? Is it simply just a sequence of ancient superstitions? Or did those who were with Christ understand something much greater that was buried by the sands of time? Guys, as we get closer to the return of the Messiah, I want to start talking more about end-time Bible prophecy. As some of you know, May 15th and 16th will be the blood red moon across all of South America into North America, and I'm going to show it go across here. I wanted to talk about what Ken Potter, in one of his latest videos about 2 months ago, he did on the importance of the blood red moons. This is what it is: May 2022 blood moon eclipse significance. Guys, check out his video, but I wanted to show you what he put together with 100 months of eclipses, lunar and solar, on either side of May 15th, 2022.
So here we have a 200-month timeline with the May 16, 2022 blood moon eclipse in the middle. So let's look at the eclipses that will occur and have occurred 100 months before and 100 months after the May 16 eclipse on this timeline. We have some pretty interesting biblical numbers here. 100 months on each side of the center line, 200 months total span, so that's 100 months on each side. Each of those 100 months has 24 eclipses. So we have 24 pairs of eclipses totaling 48, and then 49 when you count the center one, which is the May 16, 2022. So 49 total eclipses. That's, of course, 7 times 7, 24 pairs, spanning 200 months. That's 100 month on each side. Now, again, we have this middle eclipse on May 15th and 16th, May 16th of this year, which is second Passover. So there it is. You can see the symmetry, and we should be talking more about this and other signs that are pointing to spring of this year being very significant. Now, I'm not guaranteeing that anything happens on this day, but just showing you what I found, and hopefully this blesses you, and we will be doing more videos soon. Love you all. God bless you. Bye-bye.
Guys, I believe that this spring is going to be very important as well. And for those of you who have studied Bible prophecy, we know that the Shemitahs of Israel and the time periods going forward are so important, as the book of Revelation is not for the church. It's meant for the restoration of Israel. You might have heard in Bible prophecy talk the word eschatology. Eschatology is the science, actually the study of God's remarkable, perfect ability to talk about history in advance. When God speaks, God dwells in the eternal. And one of the great things that he does to get our attention is that he tells us the future in advance. In fact, you know from the Old Testament reading, as well as the New Testament, for that matter, what God has declared, he says, check me out on this area. Look at history. Look at my revealed word. And by what I've done, you'll know what I'm about to do is something that he has spoken to us about again. And that word is eschatology. And it's knowing the future, and only our God knows the future. And that's why the Bible stands unique among all other books in the world. It is the only book given to us by God, and our God knows the future. So I wanted to give everyone just this word of encouragement and a word of exhortation, like we read in Hebrews 10:25, meaning that all around the world right now, there's things that are taking place. And even now, the publications and the news that we read from Fox News to CNN, you know, they've had all these people being interviewed where they're dropping the word World War. And regarding the cyber attack aspect of it, I'm not sure if you guys are aware of this, but this is the first time in history where cyber warfare is now in full-scale operation. And so we're in a moment that's different. You might say, well, it was crazy in the World War I. It was crazy in World War II. What's the big deal? You know, time goes on. Just like it says in 2 Peter 3:3, but, you know, wait a minute. World War I happened because World War I was World War I, and World War II is because World War II was World War II, but we're further down the road, friends. According to our Bible and according to time itself, time will eventually run out. Now, from a biblical worldview, when we look around the world scene, we see what's going on. Believers know that most don't. And that is that these things that are happening now, for the first time, key elements are in place that the Bible said would have to be in place for the end to come. You know, Israel got back into the land May 14th, 1948. And we know this is when the Soviet Union broke up. Now it's Russia that's spoken of in Ezekiel 38, talking about Raj. Now we know about the nation of Iran. It's not the biblical name. We don't find the word Iran, but we do find the word Persia. We're moving down a track as we're back on track at the back of a train going down the track, and we're nearing the end of the tracks, guys. We know this, so don't write off the world events. It's like watching the birth pains increasing and the warnings regarding the delivery. Jesus said the woman goes through the quickening when it's the time for the birth pains, and they're getting more frequent. So I want to encourage you guys this way. Be engaged, but be careful. Don't believe everything that's being filtered through the news. Make sure it goes through your Bible first. Honestly, no one knows what's going on right now in this world. And that's one other reason we know something's up. We don't know what's going on as nation's rising up against nation. And it's a big deal. So don't let anybody tell you that it's all going to play out and no one knows how it's all coming together. We do know what's coming. It's called Bible prophecy. So I want to encourage you guys, don't fall asleep. Be vigilant now. We'll talk soon. Are you guys ready to go home? I know I am. Take it for what it's worth, but I'm looking for a spring departure. I'm looking for a Passover. From the mortal into immortality. Guys, the time is so short. We'll talk to you soon.